I wanted to ask you. So it's weird. You mentioned this like 2 months ago out of nowhere, where you're like, these fucking solicitors, they keep coming to my house, these solicitors. And I was like, that's weird. Like, I'm trying to remember the last time. And I was like thinking back, like, oh yeah, last summer, every once in a while, a bug person or a pest person would cold call you, or a gutter person, like, oh, you need our gutter guards. Like, those were like the two big people that would come and find you. Tree removal people.
Windows, vinyl siding.
Yeah, I've never gotten a Windows person. There's maybe one person last summer I got total. And in the past 2 weeks, I've gotten like 4 people, 5 people. And I am like, you were talking about how like I just straight up told this guy to fuck off. I was getting irritated. And I always try to like I know what it's like to be in shitty jobs, and you know you're bothering someone or inconveniencing them, and like, so I don't want them to feel uncomfortable or bad or anything. And so I'm usually just like, you know, I'm sorry, like I want to save your time as much as mine. I'm not going to buy anything today. You know, that I apologize for the inconvenience. Like, and then they just leave. But this guy today just like would not take no for an answer, to where like he kept being like, yeah, pest, like, and he's like showing me pictures of all the pests they handle, and I'm like, that's great. I actually had a pest control problem last year, and I hired a termite company, and I have had 0 problems since they came, removed the termites, and then set up these traps outside my house. And he's like, what company did that? What brand? I'm like, you can read it on there if you want to bend down. I could not tell you. Like, but this is not a good time for me. I was in the middle of something. I'd been spending all morning on a project I needed done by early afternoon, and I needed that shit fucking done. And I was like grooving on it.
Can you get rid of this guy? Click, click. See that shit?
You know what? Yeah, I've been having a real pest problem. Yeah. These guys show up around noon, knock on my door, even with the sign and everything, and they try to sell me services that I could have easily acquired on the internet.
Can you put like bear traps around here or something like that to get the traps?
If you could get up in that tower with a rifle, and if you see the fucking Orkin man coming, no warning shots, take his knee out immediately. If you see him, dude, I got
Salesmen comes by
on that fucking Orkin man.
What the fuck?
No, I hear you, but you're stuck. There you are.
Yeah, you're fine. No, I had a fucking meltdown.
Just went black.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm back now. Anyway, so the guy, I was talking to him, and I don't think I was like overtly rude, but after like the 4th no, I was like, dude, this is a bad time. And I just closed the door and went back to work, and he left. And like, I felt guilty about it, being like, man, that was like, I should have been nicer to that guy. But he was pushing me so much, and like, it was obviously not a good time. Like, he could like from my front window. I was like,
he said it's not a good time.
This is really not a good time. This is a bad time right now. And I closed the door in his face.
Taylor, you're not even bad.
After working at Enterprise and getting treated like such dog shit, I feel I'm very sensitive about it.
I didn't want to say this because this has come up a couple weeks in a row. Fuck, I'm gonna take shit for this. There was a
I'll back you no matter what.
There was a traveling steak salesman that passed not 1, not 2, but 3 no soliciting signs on the way to my front porch. And I had just moved into this house. This is like 6 years ago or something. Mm-hmm. I was very excited about the lack of solicitors. I thought my driveway, which to me anyway, is enormous, right? Like it maybe in the scale of driveways,
it's considerable.
It's a big driveway. Yeah.
We don't get any trick-or-treaters, that's for fucking sure. Yeah. But traveling salesman, I guess we get a couple. So the guy comes up the long freaking driveway, and he wants to sell me steaks out of a cooler. And me today, maybe I listen. But at the time, I was like, no, you're invading my palace. I just moved here. I thought this wasn't going to happen to me anymore. We were, at my last place, like 2 blocks from like the big Mormon place.
Oh, God.
And they were constantly trying to get me to believe in this Mormon shit. Like all time. And then if it wasn't the Mormons, it was all like the high school kids. Hey, here's my football team, here's whatever. And we gave to them, but I didn't like it. Anyway, this guy comes, and I might have said something exactly like, get the fuck out of here.
I was way worse to the Orkin man.
You're not going to take shit for that. That's, he was 3 no soliciting signs.
Yeah. And the guy was like, what did you say? I looked him in the eye and I said, "Get the fuck out of here." I was like, "You passed 3 no soliciting signs. You know exactly what you did. You completely disregarded our wishes. And now here you are on my front doorstep trying to sell me something. Just go." And like, he didn't want to go because I had made it like a manhood challenge or something.
I'll tell you how to fix that.
There were 2 of them.
And they were all beefed up on steaks.
Their protein diet. Eating nothing but red meat.
These 2 mountains barreling towards up my driveway.
But yeah, eventually, like, I don't even know how it like, I didn't back down, and I guess neither did they, but we managed to just separate, and it's like, they're not making a sale here. And I could have said no.
You could have gotten a gun.
I could have probably, yeah.
But wing one of those guys, I tell you what, he'll tell you wing the steak man. I guarantee he tells the fucking guy with the vinyl siding, the guy with the window tinting,
the
all
vacuum
those other
dude's never coming around.
And guess what you forget about on your front porch when you get winged? The steaks.
They leave all that behind.
Oh, that's
like charcuterie.
You shoot one of them in the knee, and they go to like wheel their thing of steaks with. No. Leave the steak.
Is it worth your life, boy?
No,
and they're like, why do you start talking like that?
The Orkin man did the same exact shit to me. And like, I don't like people knocking on my fucking door to begin with. So like, I go out there and I'm like, what do you want? You know, like I see his fucking silly hat. You know, he's got that helmet on and shit. Like he's doing some real industrial shit, that Orkin man helmet. And I was like, what do you want? And he tries to shake my hand. I know he's the fucking Orkin man. I'm like, I refuse to shake his hand. And I'm like, I look back at the no soliciting signs, and I'm just like, you walk right past all the signs. I was like, they say no soliciting. That means you. That means you. And he's like, yeah, your neighbors had signs too, but they said they had a lot of pests last spring. And he goes into this like thing about my neighbors and their pest problem.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about their problems. I was like, you need to leave. He's like, what? I was like, you need to leave. And he didn't leave quite quickly enough, I felt. I think it was the same thing Woody's describing. So I did this thing where I went, oh, you don't want to leave? I know how to fix this. And I like darted back into the house like I was going to get something. He fucking ran. I could hear his feet as I was like ducking back into the house. He pitter-pattered the fuck out of there. I didn't have anything to grab. Like there's nothing in there.
You could probably have a cattle prod just for situations like
that. I love the idea of like just to threaten him a little if it made that
yeah. Once
just start
answering with like, okay.
Once you've been told to go,